don't want to be hoggish about this, so I'll tell you what. Let's divide the worm. And we'll draw a line and bisect them. Now, all on that side of the line is yours. I'll take all on this side. Well, barbecue my ham hocks. Your half is gone. Now, don't give me no lip, son. You gotta stick by your bargain. I'd do the same. Well, hog gravy and chitlins. My half is gone. I know what you're gonna say, son. When two halves is gone, there's nothing left. And you're right. It's a little old worm who wasn't there. Two nothings is nothing. That's mathematics, son. You can argue with me, but you can't argue with figures. Two half nothings is a whole nothing. And I know what I'm talking about because...
Hey yo, what's up? Man, okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this video short. I want to start off by saying thank you for tuning in to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for any and all the views that I get. Everyone who comes to the channel and watches a video, you make a difference to my channel, one way or another. So I want to say thank you. Secondly, I like to say this as my disclaimer. I am not the smartest person in the world, but I am not the dumbest person in the world. There are some things that I've done my research on, and there's a lot of shit that I still need to do research on, or that I could do research on. What I need you to do is to question everything that I say, do your own research on the topics that I talk about, and then form your own opinion. What I really need you to do is to share your opinion with others, because you never know when somebody else is thinking the same thing that you're thinking, but they don't have anybody to talk to. Now, I know what it feels like to be the only person in a room of other people, and I'm the only one thinking on the level that I'm thinking, and they looking at me like I'm the weirdo. So when you have an opinion about something, share it whenever you can. Alright, now with this topic right here, this topic is based off of two things. One, I talk big about community, and I talk big about unification of people with the same ideas in life, the same agendas, same purposes. You know what I'm saying? The light that they see at the end of the tunnel is basically the same, because they sat down, they talked, you know what I'm saying, and they found the areas that they can agree on, especially when it comes down to living in a community with each other. Alright? I've always talked about, or always, I always mention that if I had enough money, I'd get with folks that had money that could help me build a community that has housing, security, schools, and factories. So that way, if you live in those houses, you're going to go to those schools, adults and the children, and you're going to be taught everything you need to know about everything that you produce in that factory. The things that you produce in those factories, everything that you produce in those factories are going to go right back into the community, because if you produce what you need, then you don't need city, state, or government assistance. It sucks that you gotta pay for water. You know what I'm saying? The earth isn't so fucked up that it doesn't rain. And on top of that, if you use certain techniques, you don't need to, you don't need it to rain. You can still accumulate water. Trust me, there's videos out there. All you gotta do is look it up. Different ways of either purifying water or different ways of collecting water, things like that. Now, what I talk about as far as being in the community, it's like when you have folks that are working together, you're going to find out that everybody has a certain skill. And when that person has that skill and they're using it within the community, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the link to the chain. That's keeping that monster, that's keeping that machine moving. Now, I came across a couple of fellas that right here, I Hustle. His video, I came across his video randomly. And what he does is he goes out in the community and he finds yards and he'll give them a makeover. You know what I'm saying? He'll cut the yard, the grass, and trim it up and edge it up and things like that. Alright? I've only seen one video so far, so you know what I mean? Don't down me, you know what I'm saying? Be like, when it comes down to giving support, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show some support by letting you know about them, and that way you can go and check them out too. Alright? His channel name is I Hustle. Alright? I Hustle. Another young man that I came across randomly, his channel name is AWayWithWords. And he does the same thing. Now, I don't know if they're in the same city or state. That part doesn't matter to me at this point. The point that I'm trying to make is that both of these young men have found people who needed some assistance, and they went and they helped. Free. No charge. Alright, so that's what I mean by, their skills happen to be in lawn care. They got their own equipment, and they came across their knowledge, you know what I'm saying, whatever way that they came across their knowledge. You have people who are just gifted naturally to do certain things. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cook, and I eventually ended up being a cook. There's other people that want to be athletes, singers, entertainers. There's other people that want to help people, so they become nurses, home aides, doctors. You know what I'm saying? There's other people who want to get into politics. You know what I'm saying? There's other people that are artists, as far as like drawing, painting. You got photographers. You got all kind of people with all kind of set skills. You know what I mean? You got people who like to tinker with stuff, so they're in the mechanics field. You got people who like blending things together, you know what I'm saying, as far as like science. So you got people that are in all these other different branches of the science community. You know what I'm saying? You got all these kids who go to these talent shows, and you see the different talents that they have, or science fairs, and you see all these kids are just naturally gifted with, you know what I'm saying, a mind for science. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have a community and you allow people to do what they do naturally, you know what I'm saying? What they say, when you do something that you really enjoy in life, and even though you're making money from it, it's really not a job, because you waking up with that skill in mind, and you're going to get up, you're going to go take care of that skill, you know what I'm saying? Do your 8, 9, 10, 12 hours. And it's not fatiguing. It's not a mental drain. It's not a physical drain. You just go and you love doing it. I'm not going to say it's not. I watched a documentary on And One. And One was a basketball organization for street ball. And the fellas who, one of the founders, was the mastermind behind the different shoe styles, designs. He designed a lot of the shoes. Well, he worked himself too much, lost weight, stress, added stress to himself and things like that. Straight workaholic. But he loved doing what he was doing. He'd rather do it than to see other people do it. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, he had a crew of people, and he moved over to another country where they were constructing the shoe, but could be more hands-on when he moved on over there. When he moved over there, he was more hands-on with the designs. So anyway, I can't say that you're not going to overwork yourself in the field that you like. I can't say that. Some people do. Was it OCD? Compulsive disorder? A compulsive disorder? I don't know what the O stands for, but I think it's something compulsive disorder. So anyway, community, it's just been a thing on my mind for years, because I remember how I had to be careful walking in the community that I lived in. Being a minority, I was raised to have a certain fear so I could pay attention to what's going on in my surroundings. That certain fear was a knowledge that I needed to be a young man in this country. So I don't want you to think that, I had to be afraid, you know what I'm saying, or my parents scared the shit out of me, you know what I'm saying, things like that. No, it's just, when you're a minority in this country, and you know that there's a target on your back, and there's folks out there who are going to target you or pick you out for stupid shit when you're innocent. Not innocent in youth. Innocent in youth, and just innocent, period. They'll stay, you know what I'm saying, what is that, how you get profiled, you know what I mean? And so, growing up in my community, in whatever community I lived in, I had to be aware of my surroundings, because it wasn't safe. So community has always been something big to me, because I always wanted my children to grow up someplace safe. And I didn't want to have children if I didn't have my shit together personally, if I didn't find a woman that had her shit together, and if we couldn't find a place where our children could have the most advantages of being productive people. You know what I'm saying? To be able to help themselves later in life after they grew up. So community has been a big thing for me. And I would say the second thing that really triggers this video is we have rappers who die in the community that they're trying to give support to. Alright, it's like there's a lot of them, but the ones that stand out to mind is DJ Screw from out of Houston. Rest in peace, DJ Screw. You had Young Dolph. You had here recently PNB and yeah, Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, King Von. You know, it's just so many people, so many folks in the rap industry, and the argument is that it's kind of like when you get money, you should get up out the hood. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to come back to the hood, at least you should have security. Because everybody don't have your best interest in mind. So the arguments are there, you know what I'm saying? The arguments about social media, you know what I'm saying? If you post where you're at, if you're not at home, then somebody's going to want what you want. They're going to rob your home. If you post where you're at, anywhere jewelry, like PNB got robbed and killed for his jewelry. Post where you're at on social media, people are going to come to where you are at and, you know, do harm to you. And it's the whole thing of, even if you don't post where you're at, wherever you are at just might be a dangerous place to be in the first place. The community is just dangerous, period. Okay? You could be at a football game. You could be at a little league, at children's, you know, sports games. It doesn't matter. People are out here doing ill shit, foul shit to other people in a community, no matter if they live in it or not. So when I talk community, you know, I'm just like, yo, my mind goes around and around and around about all the things. I'm not going to say all the things because I miss so much in detail about what a community needs for safety, for to be productive, you know what I'm saying, for longevity, you know what I mean. But I give this shout out to iHustle and Al Blades because I think about it's like a few other videos or yeah, a few other times I've mentioned, like when people get money, you know what I'm saying, it's like, what are they really doing for people who don't have money? Now, I don't follow celebrities to see who's doing what and who's not doing what. I just use vague examples. Like I said, Tyler Perry, he went, you know, his studio is large, is on a large area of land. And instead of, you know, having it as a production place, you know what I'm saying, how come he couldn't have, you know, brought people who really needed a place to stay, a safe place to stay, and moved them on to that property that he bought? You know what I'm saying? You got rappers that go out and buy acres and acres of land. You know what I'm saying? But they take themselves away from issues and problems. So how come they're not bringing other people to be as safe as they are, as the rapper is? You know what I mean? A big example that I use is when I seen a documentary on Japanese cinema way back in the day, black and white TV days, how the employees would sign lifelong contracts. Now I don't know if it's true or not, you know what I'm saying? When it come down to documentaries and books and shit, it's always doctored up. People tell you what they want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? The word history is basically his story. You know what I mean? But they would sign lifelong contracts for that cinema, for that studio, and whatever they needed, the studio provided. Groceries, stores for clothes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, appliances, you know what I'm saying? They would have trucks bring in all the shit that you would need. So you didn't have to leave the studio. That way, you can just pump out movies, you know what I'm saying, day and night. You know what I mean? It's a big machine. And so, you know, seeing that as an example, it's like they made money. They did a great job. They produced movies. They put asses in seats. They entertained folks. You know what I'm saying? Because something was working. That whole art of war thing, oh boy, was like, yo, if you are going to give orders to a group of people and the assignment is fucked up, well, you can't go hard on them, on those people just yet, because there must have been some issue with the directions. So once you assumely, you know what I'm saying, or I don't think that's the word, but when you think that you fixed the instructions, you tell them again what they need to go out and do. And if it's still a problem, then you look at it and you be like, man, it can't be me and my instructions, so it's gotta be you not following these instructions or something. You know, the art of war is that section that I'm talking about is something like that. I haven't read it all the way through. That's why I keep saying in my disclaimers, you know what I'm saying, research the shit that I be talking about, the different topics that I be talking about. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't want this video to be long. It's just the fact that when you get great minds together for the greater good, there's a lot that could be done. I can't stand the news because I don't hear no answers and I don't see any results, positive results. Alright, whenever I'm on YouTube, I get a glimpse of positive results. Just like I said, you know, Al Blades, giving them a shout out because he's doing something. He's putting actions behind words and thoughts and ideas. You know what I'm saying? He's helping the community. You know what I mean? I Hustle's doing the same thing. And they're not the only ones. There's more people out there, but you really got to look for them. And that's, I want to say that's crazy, but that's just the way the world is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're lucky to have a platform like YouTube, even though YouTube has its flaws. But when you put it on a scale of good versus bad, it's like good outweighs the bad, because when you look for the right shit, you can find it. Let's say you're having issues with your income taxes. You know what I'm saying? You can look on YouTube to fix these issues, because you got professional people, or even scammers. Scammers can give you a good idea of what not to do, so that way you can go do something that you can do. You just flip that shit and do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate YouTube for that. YouTube is my go-to for entertainment. Yes, I watch HBO, Disney Channel, bunch of other different channels, streaming channels. You know what I'm saying? Hulu and Paramount and Amazon Prime and all that shit, Prime Movies or whatever the fuck, Tubi. Yeah, I mean different places for entertainment on the internet. But to get back on topic, there are people out there. So when you want to find somebody, you know what I mean, you can find them. You can go to the Better Business Bureau and search for what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Better Business Bureau, you may not find people who do shit for free, but it's a place to go to that at least they are credited, at least they get a rating based off of people's reviews and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And you find somebody in your community that's close to you. You know what I mean? You remember, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, a handshake and a smile meant something. You know what I'm saying? If you made a deal with somebody and you shook their hand, it was something honorable in that. You look a person in their eye, you know what I'm saying, and you're like, you know, when something goes wrong, you be like, I looked you in the eye. You know what I'm saying? And you were supposed to have been honest with me. You know, people took it at the heart. People killed other people based off of the honor system of telling the truth and being honorable to somebody else. So if you live in a community that's honorable, where people honor each other's respect and loyalty, it's like on Drink Champs. One of the questions that he'll ask with on this section they call Quick Time with Slime. They'll ask a question. It's like one of the last questions. It'll be like, what do you choose, loyalty or respect? Some people choose loyalty. Some people choose respect. Some people choose both. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to a community, these are people that when you go to sleep, somebody in that community has got to be looking out for your safety. You know what I'm saying? When you're awake, somebody in that community has got to be looking out for your safety. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in a community of people who are looking out for your well-being 24/7, 365 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 365 days a year. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's a lot. I mean, it just means a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you watch that movie Sparta. No. 300. And how they talked about weeding out the bad seeds, you know what I'm saying, the fucked up kids from the good kids. It's like, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? I've given the example of how it's fucked up how when a man, when his sperms are going into a woman, you got all these thousands or whatever number of sperms, but only one sperm can get inside the woman's egg to fertilize it. You know what I'm saying? To create the whole circle of life. You know what I mean? But out of all those different sperms, the personality of that one individual sperm is going to dictate a whole hell of a lot. And it's crazy how no matter what our genetics are, people are the way they are. And there's nothing new under the sun. We've been doing the same shit over and over and over again to ourselves, to other people. No matter what language you speak, you know what I'm saying? No matter where you live in this country, on this globe, we've been doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever created us as humans, you know what I'm saying? Whatever way they manufactured our DNA, it shit is crazy how no matter what, we still continue to do the same shit over and over and over and over and over. And it's like human error is supposed to fix human error. And it's fucked up how it's science fiction when it talks about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is like the best way to protect man from man is just by destroying man. You know what I'm saying? Mankind. Just destroy them. Because no matter what happens, we gonna fuck over each other one way or another. It's just in our nature. I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna get off of here. I watched a movie called The Crying Game. And I suggest that movie. That's a great fucking movie. Alright? I watched this movie blindly as a kid. And I picked up so much information from it. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's a life-altering movie if you watch it with the right eyes and the right mind, things like that. But it's called The Crying Game. Forrest Whitaker's in it, amongst a lot of other people, a lot of great actors and actresses. But there's something, I don't know if you want to call it a joke or if you want to call it a scenario or I don't know what you call it, but it's the thing about the scorpion and the frog. Alright? A scorpion is trying to get across the river, a pond, whatever. Comes across a frog that's at the edge of the waterbed, and he walks up to the frog, and he's like, "Yo, can I hop on your back and would you swim me across the water?" Frog is like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You gonna kill me? You gonna sting me in the back, and you gonna kill me, and we'll both die. What's the use of that? It don't make any sense." Scorpion's like, "Man, look, man, fuck all that. Come on, man, quit being scary. You know what I'm saying? Help a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Help a person out. Help me out. You know what I mean?" And so the frog is like, "Alright." So Scorpion crawls up on his back, gets so far in the water, doesn't matter how far he gets, but he gets in the water, and they get onto that mission. Next thing you know, fucking Scorpion stings him. And the frog is like, "Man, motherfucker, I told you was gonna sting me. What you do it for?" The Scorpion's like, "Yo, it's in my nature." With that being said, it's like I've said before with my disclaimer. I'm not the smartest person, but I'm not the dumbest person. There's some things I've done my research on. There's a lot of shit that I could still do research on. There's a lot of shit out there. You know what I'm saying? What I need you to do is to question everything that I'm talking about. I need you to do your research on all the different topics that I've talked about. I need you to form your own opinion about it. And please, share it with somebody else. You just never know how deep of a conversation you can have. And you never know that you might talk with somebody that can help you change something. You'll make a change. You can make some results. You know what I'm saying? I watched an interview with the Breakfast Club. Patti LaBelle did an interview with the Breakfast Club, and Patti LaBelle has her own food line. in Walmarts and Targets and other stores. And so her son and a few other people had gotten together with Patty, and they made it happen. Alright, it's a great interview. Check out The Breakfast Club, Patti LaBelle, and it goes into the same area that I'm talking about here. When you get some minds together with the same common interest, same common goal, you can make things happen. You can really make things happen. It's kind of like 2 or 3 mechanics, car mechanics, where one mechanic might be like, scratching his chin. It's got to be an easier way I can do this. He can go over to another mechanic to pick his brain, and if they don't get the answer like that, they can go to the other mechanic that's in the room, and and they might come up with the answer to the solution. You know what I'm saying? So, in order for us to be the best person that we can be, it takes a lot. But look, there's 24 hours in a day. What are you going to do with those 24 hours? What are you going to do with them to be the best person that you can be? Anyway, my name's Podrey, and I'm going to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hydrate, eat well, take care of yourself physically and mentally. Love the folks that you can. Don't waste your energy on trying to love somebody that you can't love, man. There's a lot of people out here that you just cannot love. You just can't help some people. And you can't sit there and just waste your energy on those people. You gotta move on. They say that people come in your life for a season. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that come in your life for just a season. Then they need to go and do whatever the fuck they gonna do. And they can be helpful within that season, but you gotta make the best of it. Period, regardless. No matter how long a person is gonna be in your life, you gotta make the best out of that situation, because you never know when they're gonna be out of your life. It could be something. It don't have to be death. It could be for whatever reasons. And sometimes you just can't be clingy. I don't know how. There's been so many times when I wanted somebody to stay in my life, and they just didn't. But here I am. I'm the man that I am today, trying to sprinkle some of my love around, trying to share it, my love around, you know what I'm saying, the best way I can. It's like I get on a second. I get so long-winded because this is such a passionate thing. It's a passionate topic. I get on Second Life, and a couple days ago, I wrote a letter, and I sent it to my whole friend list. You know what I'm saying? Checking in with them, letting them know that what I was doing, and asking them how they were and what were they getting into. Out of 100 and something people, I only got feedback or a response from, maybe half to maybe less than half of the people that I sent it out to. You know what I'm saying? And for the people who didn't respond, I gotta really pick and choose on who I want to keep on my friend list. There's gotta be a strong reason for me to keep a person on my friend list. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't respond, you know what I'm saying? It's like me being a DJ on there. What's the use of having some friends or a friend list? You gotta use the word friend loosely. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You keep people at arm's length. You know what I mean? That 6 feet bubble. You gotta have, you know what I'm saying? You need space, no doubt. So you gotta use the words friends loosely. You know what I mean? But it's like, what's the use to having these people in your life, period, if they're not trying to give you some type of support, if they're not giving you a chance for you to give them some type of support. You know what I mean? So if they're not fucking with me, then what do I need them on my friend list for? Especially when they send all they do is just send me mass TPs. Basically, they're asking me to come support them, but they're not giving a fuck about my life. You know what I mean? Or they want me to give some support to somebody that they know. But if I was to do the same thing, they wouldn't show me or the person I'm trying to support any love. You know, so it's like, fuck them. You know what I mean? So I gotta go through my friend list and get rid of people. Now, let me ask you something. If you're watching this video and you made it this far, am I wrong for cutting people off? You know what I mean? Do you cut people off? You know what I'm saying? Is it time for you to cut some people off? Have you even thought about cutting people out of your life who don't need to be there? It's like a cancer. You get that cancer about your system, about your body. You know what I'm saying? So you can be a whole lot better. I drink a lot of water to help get impurities out of my body. You know what I'm saying? Because my body's trying to do it naturally, period. So I'm trying to help my body get these impurities out of it. I've already said a few times I try to keep my piss clear. You know what I'm saying? When I start seeing yellow pee, I'm like, oh shit, I need to drink. You know what I mean? But I try to prevent that by just drinking, period. Drinking water, period. So anyway, I get long-winded because it's a passionate thing for me to talk about this topic of community, sociology, you know, levels of sociology. You know, we as a people, we as a minority especially, because there's a civil war going on between the haves and the have-nots. And it's fucked up that I'm going to put this video, this video is going to be here on YouTube, and YouTube has bots. The government has bots to single out different words. You know what I'm saying? They target different words to find out who said it. When they find out who said it, then they do more background checks to find out what type of individual person this is. That's why it's like, for real, Donald Trump was being not inspected, but they knew they was checking in on Donald Trump before he even ran for president. And for all the wrong shit that he was doing in life, they, speaking of the people that have something, the haves, they still allowed his ass to become president. You know what I'm saying? This dude got kicked off of, what was it, Twitter? How you gonna get kicked off of Twitter but still have a cult that follows you and think that what you say is right? But yet, like a child, you can't be responsible enough to keep a Twitter account. I don't know if it's Twitter, Facebook, or whatever the fuck it was, but he got kicked off the shit because he was spewing or talking about fucked up shit. Like I said, like a child. You know what I'm saying? When you take something away from a child, it's because they aren't mature enough to handle it. And as a grown-ass person, if you're not mature to handle some shit, let me put it like this, and I'm going to really get off of here. You don't allow people in your house that's going to put you in harm's way. It's going to harm your family. That whole 6 degrees of separation, meaning you might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And out of 1 or 2 or 3 of those people, if they're doing something wrong, it might just get back to you in some way, form, or fashion. So why even put your life in jeopardy by fucking with people? And then you got people who they just gotta be around somebody. They just have to be around somebody. They can't stand being alone. You know what I'm saying? They can't love themselves enough to leave other people alone. And I mean, it's I'm not trying to say it in a fucked up way. You know what I'm saying? Here I am, I'm at home, and I engage with people but I'm trying to keep a certain distance between me and the people that I engage with. So, there's sort of a difference there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not inviting someone to my home, even though you got computer hackers and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta be really fucking intelligent to come fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of some shit that they don't like hearing. You know what I'm saying? Based off of my way of thinking and shit like that. You know what I mean? But we got fucked up people out here that do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it stays on my mind all the time. Because it's true. It happens every fucking day. Maybe 2-3 times a day. Maybe 1,000 times a day. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So anyway, please be safe. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself. Respect yourself. Be loyal to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then you can be loyal to other people. You can respect other people because it's the fact that you know how to be. You know what I mean? So let me get off of here. I can just keep going on and on. Peace.